Hello, hello, party people. Welcome back for another episode of Owning Your Sexual Self. If you might notice, if you're watching this, I'm in a little bit of a different spot today to record this episode because it is Monday, October 6th, when I'm recording this, and it is still so hot outside. So, this time of day, the sun is always bursting its rays right into my office window. And fun things. If you've been following me on social media, you know that we recently redid our deck. And in the midst of our deck remodel, our air conditioning decided to stop. And it was right when it started to cool down, and we thought, oh, fine, we can wait. We'll just wait and get one in the off season and save some money because it'll be in the off season. And then Mother Nature said, ha ha ha, I'll show you. Boom, here's some 80 degrees for the rest of October. So, anyways, it's hot in here. So, sitting on the sunburst desk is not going to do it today. And since it's October, this episode is brought to you by my swag for the month. Check it out, a little freak in the sheets t-shirt here that you can get on my website, rachelmaine.com. I'll link that in the show notes for you. I have the cutest Halloween swag that I created for you with the help of my assistant, Alex. She is the creator. She takes my ideas and brings them to life, and I'm just so grateful for her. So thank you, Alex, for bringing our people as well as me the coolest of cool merch for the show. And so anyways, okay, so today we are talking vacation sex. And if you haven't yet listened to the episode that I did a while back now with Jazmin, I think we called it Sex, Love, and Travel. We gave a ton of travel tips in there, whether you're talking with girlfriends or significant other, talking about like how to buy, how to pack your vibrators, how to like what to pack when you're going on vacation, what to do when you're on the vacation. And so that would be a nice little supplement episode, a little follow-up episode to this episode if you would like for your listening ears. But because my birthday is coming up and Danny and I are taking a nice solo vacation, well, couples vacation rather, not necessarily solo, but just the two of us. We are headed away to beautiful Dominican Republic. We have never been before, so we're very excited for that to experience that for the very first time. We've been to Mexico several times, but not Dominican. So we're very excited to be traveling that and doing an adults only all inclusive with the private VIP suite with the swim up pool and our own little secluded area, which just mm, mm. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited. So that is the inspiration for this topic today. Because why is vacation sex so sexy? Why is it such a thing? Why do so many talk about it? And I just feel like it's so relatable when you think, right? New environment, fewer responsibilities, it's the excitement of traveling, it's the getting away, it's the new scenery, nothing to do on your to-do list. If you have kids, no kids, especially if you're doing this adults only, which I highly recommend doing at least once a year. Um, and so, yeah, this is just so awesome. We have been very grateful to be able to travel a couple times this year already. And so, just thinking through our vacation that we took in June, we took with a larger group of friends. We went to Anna Maria Island in Florida. And just thinking through even that week, right? Like, even though we were in a house, there was 20 of us, I think, that shared this house together. And had not too much of an agenda, but there was places to be, things we had to do. We were there for of some of our closest friends' vow renewal, but we still made the best of it. We still prioritized our intimacy. In fact, it's like for whatever reason, for us, like travel just like gets the juices flowing. For some I know it's like travel can be so stressful and panicky, and yeah, while they're that they might have it might have its moments, for us it's like once we get to the destination we're like, all right, like let's do it, like let's let's get it in. We both need that release, we both need that connection to kind of like zen out and then get whatever activities going that we have to get going. So yes, I remember in our vacation in June, our friends like immediately we get the Airbnb. We're like, okay, we got to get it in. And which is so fun because it's like the whole car ride to the Airbnb, like getting off the plane, getting our bags, like the foreplay just builds up, builds up, builds up. There's like little hand touching, little groping going on in the car in the back seat when nobody knows what's happening. And that, that for me is a big turn on. That my little exhibitionist comes out to play there. And so, anyways, the that was I just want to share a personal story with this to get this episode started of and just share a little memory of vacation sex that has been so fun. So there you go, the buildup of the anticipation, the touchy-feely grabs on the way to the Airbnb. We get to the Airbnb, we have our intimate time, and our friend comes out, or we come out of the bedroom, and our friend was like, "Bro, you couldn't even wait 5 minutes. Like we couldn't even unpack our bags. Like, come on." We're like, "Hey, listen, life of a sex therapist, y'all. We gotta pave the way. We gotta inspire all of you." Um, so, anyways, I already tapped into this a little bit, but with, kind of this first part I want to go into is why vacation sex feels so different. Again, it is that the new surroundings can spark so much curiosity and adventure. Um, and so just thinking through that perspective, where you're in a new place, it's almost like it taps into your inner child, like walking into the arcade for the first time or seeing a movie in the theaters for the first time, going to Cedar Point or an amusement park for the first time. Those new experiences can really help to kickstart desire. And so, really, there's novelty within the environment. Also, I mentioned the reduce of stressors, right? There's no dishes to worry about. There's no work emails to be thinking on. There's just fewer responsibilities, which we know that stress is one of the number one, if not the number one libido killer. So when you're on vacation, it is taking away so much of those stressors for you. So less stress equals more space for desire, more opportunity for connection. And then you have just the play and the spontaneity of it. And so freedom from routine can really help to make intimacy feel lighter and fun. So what I recommend when you are going on vacation, I get it. Like even myself, I'm a planner. I'm very type A. I like to know what we're doing, where we're going, what time do I have to be ready. I like to know all of those things. And as I am getting older and healing that type A, that I have to get it right, do it right, be all the right things, part of me, it has been quite freeing to also release that, release that expectation, release that need to have it all together, have the control, have it all figured out. And there is so much beauty and power and magic that can take place in the slowness, in the stillness. And so I'm not saying like, stay in your all-inclusive, hotel resort room for 7 days straight and just like binge Netflix and order room service and do all that. I mean, that sounds super fun maybe for a day, but okay, I'm not yucking anybody's yum. If that's your vibe, that's your vibe. But have you a nice balance of play, spontaneity, and stillness. And then also, right, like the connection factor. So this time away, when I do an exercise with couples called the emotional needs inventory when I'm working with them, and the couple goes through and they rate what their emotional needs are. And one of the things that comes up often here is the recreational activities, need for intimate conversation, need for physical affection, need for sexual fulfillment. All of these things are part of the emotional needs inventory. And so when you have time away, this often helps to bring you closer to your partner. And so we know when those emotional stressors are reduced, that leads us to more opportunity for the emotional connectedness. And we know that emotional intimacy is so important because that then opens the door for us to connect on that physical level. And so this really can help to boost desire, especially if you already know you're a person, like you want that intimate connection. Travel is really exciting for you. You have the means to travel, which I'll get into also if you don't have the means to travel, other ways that you can make this happen. And yeah, so I'm pro vacation sex. I'm pro taking the vacations. Do this as much as you can throughout the year. I think it really helps to bring us together. Again, just eliminate stress. Yeah, the amount of people that don't take vacations a year is just mind-boggling to me sometimes. And I get it. I've been there where we don't have the money. but even a nice staycation or just the next town over, something that is more affordable for you can be possible. So I want to then now go into kind of some of the barriers to vacation sex that might come up. And I've heard this before, so I've worked with tons of couples that are planning vacations, they're getting ready to go on vacations, and there might be one partner in the relationship that is feeling some pressure around this. And so there might be this pressure underneath that's like, okay, we have to have the best sex ever, right? Best sex ever on vacation. Or we need to have sex every day, multiple times a day, on the balcony, in the bathtub, on the beach, right? Like all the things. So really thinking through with your partner, what is expectation versus reality? And having actually a conversation with your partner as you are getting ready to go on the vacation around what your expectations are can also be super helpful. And so that might be expectations just overall, overarching theme. What do you want to get out of this vacation? Um, and also then if you want to hone it in and niche it down a little bit more to what do you hope to get out of this vacation in terms of our intimate connection or our sex life, that could be another deeper conversation that you go into on the topic. But I really urge you to move away from this we have to have the best sex ever because it is often those unplanned times where the best sex ever happens in your life. And so leave room for the mess, leave room for the unknown, let go of control, and have the conversation. Other logistics that I have had come up. So sometimes you're not just you and your partner, right? Sometimes the kids are there. Sometimes you're sharing friends with friends or sharing space rather with friends and family, maybe coworkers, maybe, who knows the experience. Maybe you got a shared B&B where you just get one room in somebody else's apartment or somebody else's house. So lack of privacy. Maybe it's just pure exhaustion from the travel itself. And so I understand that all of these things are going to happen, a lot of them likely. And also, it's again leaving space to have less control over the thing. So if you're exhausted from the travel, like take a day, take a beat. Intimacy can look so many different ways. It's not just your sexual intimacy. So if you are feeling that pure exhaustion, maybe sharing that with your partner and saying, hey, I am so exhausted right now. Like what I need right now is just to veg out. I just want to maybe chill and cuddle together, or maybe can we take a bath together? Can we, maybe it's going for a walk, maybe it's taking a nap, right? Like think to yourself, what do you need to resource yourself? And then be able to speak from desire, be able to state what your needs are. Um, and I promise you, when you resource yourself on that level, that also is going to create more space for desire and intimacy to happen. Because if you're pouring, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're trying to give in, or if you're doing this from a place, well, I need to please my partner, there's this unspoken expectation that they have that we're supposed to have sex right when we get there, that we should be having sex all the time. Move away from the shoulds, release the shoulds, quit shoulding on yourself. And so yes, just wanted to name that sometimes logistically I understand sharing from my story earlier, even if you're with friends, family, we're all adults, right? I understand that not everybody is as open and honest in talking about their sex life like my husband and I are. Obviously given the work that I do, but there is space to say, hey, like we need some time to ourselves. Hey, we're gonna just go chill in the room for a bit. Um, hey, can we get, 30 minutes to ourselves to just unwind? Could you guys take the kids with you and we're gonna stay back here for a little bit? Getting creative and being able to co-create these experiences together to make them work for you. Okay, I want to name another thing too around body and confidence shifts that can come up when you're on vacation. This is another one. There can be a lot of anxiousness that comes up around our bodies when we're on vacation, the type of clothes that we might wear when we're on vacation, or what our bathing suit is going to look like on us when we're on vacation. The food indulgence that happens often when we're on vacation, or even just being in those different routines, or for someone that is very routine based in their life, um, not having that can really sort of put them in a disarray. And so really just naming these things, like being conscious of what your triggers are and what those triggers do for your self consciousness, and being able to name them, right? Naming them to tame them, doing some work, maybe you have a coach, a therapist, a counselor, someone that you could work to directly to working on the body confidence. And What I love about when I have body stuff come up, I've been on many vacations where body stuff has came up. Even right now, again, we're planning this vacation. I'm like, oh, I don't like, I really want to wear a thong bikini, but can I pull off the thong bikini? I don't know. What are people gonna think? They see my ass out. Like, what is my husband gonna think if other people are looking at me? Like all these thoughts. Am I gonna feel confident in it? These bathing suits I'm looking at, like they show it all, girl. Like we are letting free here. And sometimes I think about that and I'm like, I'm never gonna see these people again, right? Like, especially in this circumstance, like my husband and I'm never gonna see these people again. These people, I have learned from Brene Brown. I got my five people on my little index card. These are the five people whose opinions I care about and I value. And it's like, if these five people are not the ones that are in my ear saying, "Hey, girl, like you need to, that bathing suit ain't doing it," or "Ooh, you really gonna eat that cheesecake again? Like you just had a cheesecake, fuck that noise, fuck the haters. We got girls, guys, girls." Whatever gender you are listening to this right now, we have to learn to love ourselves. We have to let go of the thoughts, the inner critic, shut that bitch up. She has no room here. We have to learn to love ourselves. And it starts with going within, getting in your body, noticing what you're feeling, noticing what you're loving, practicing some good affirmations with yourself, talking to yourself in the mirror, making notice and paying attention to how it is that you're talking about yourself on the day to day, and start speaking nicely to yourself. Start loving yourself, literally loving yourself. I also love soothing self touch, like touching your body, groping your body, caressing your body, giving yourself even a nice, gentle hand massage, maybe nice neck massage, like touching your body every single day in ways that feel good for you. Give yourself a nice, pleasurable, soothing touch each day. Helps if you turn on a song to do this too. Maybe a sensual song, maybe a song that feels vibey to you, feels safe to you. But we have got to let go of, I feel like I just got on my little pedestal here. We have got to let go of these thoughts and wonders and worries of what other people are thinking about us. If you like it, if it feels good to you, go for it. Okay, and then lastly on here, I touched on this one a little bit, but just to recap, the communication gap. So not checking in about desires or timing or comfort of things can definitely pose a challenge or a barrier to vacation sex. So again, getting comfortable talking with your partner around what the expectations are. If there is some sort of agenda or you do have to be somewhere at a certain amount of time, maybe there is a little bit of planning or prioritizing intimacy for that day or for that time, so that you are still getting what you want out of this vacation and out of this experience. Okay, moving on now to, okay, I mentioned earlier I wanted to talk about like how to bring this home or how to do this maybe on a little bit smaller scale. Again, I realize that not everybody has the means or even has the desire to go away, for a week long experience or whatnot, doing the adults only all inclusive sort of thing. Um, and so I want to start with creating novelty at home. So even if this is a sexy staycation, this reminds me, I think I did a sexy staycation episode, my God, in like year one of the podcast. If you follow the podcast on Buzzsprout, there's a search feature. But I'm pretty sure the name of the podcast was Staycation. Maybe we can link that in the show notes too for you. Um, Oh my gosh, I'm always scared to like listen back to my year one podcast episodes because I'm like, what was my what was my audio quality like? Was I oh God. So just take that one with a grain of salt, but that one could be fun for shits and giggles to listen back on. And I believe that was also during COVID time. So all we were doing was having staycations back then. But anyway, so planning a nice little staycation, but also incorporating role play and lingerie and trying new spaces, even of your home. So you've heard me talk about before, like we have a quote unquote sex room here, intention room, meditation room, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of a all in one. We have that in our guest bedroom. And so we have that as a new space. So that when we spend time in there, that takes us out of our day to day. We're only in there to spend intentional time. There's not a desk in there. The dogs are not allowed in there. There's not a TV in there. It is just a Zen room that, again, we get to create some really fun experiences together in there. But even like changing it up, having intimate time in the living room if you're always doing it in the bedroom, or try something in the kitchen, or try something in the shower, or try it on the floor instead of the bed. Like getting getting curious, getting creative and exploratory with these things can be super fun. And again, just a different way to bring some novelty in the home. Um, I like this. Like, okay, so intentionally reducing the stressors. I named this earlier that this can be a really big part of why vacation sex works. So, creating date nights where chores and phones are off limits. So you're taking that stimuli out, you're taking that option for something to come in and brew in the mood. Like this is just unplugging to be able to reduce stressors and to be in a more connected, intimate space with each other. I also like planning like a little mini escape. So, as I mentioned earlier, even going just to the next town over and getting a hotel, like where we live, we're only about 30 minutes or so from downtown Detroit. But when we spend nights in downtown Detroit, it still feels like a vacation. We're not at home, right? Like, so it still feels like a vacation. Or in a few weeks here, we're going to Sandusky, Ohio, bleh, for a wedding and we're staying overnight for the wedding. And so still that's only about an hour or so, hour and a half away from us. But spending again a night away at a local hotel could also recreate this vibe. So if there's a town over from you or a couple towns over from you that is just fun, or you haven't really got out to explore their downtown area, or it's somewhere you desire, or there's a restaurant that you want to experience there, maybe there's a concert coming there or a comedy show or something. Get the room. Even if you can make the drive back, get the room. Like allow yourself to just have that date night, have some fun with each other, really recreate the vibe of what it would feel like if you were on a vacation. Okay, so just in closing here, just recapping, I really want you to reflect on thinking about past vacations or thinking about maybe your own experiences with having vacation sex. I want you to think on what it is that you love most about the intimacy when you are on vacation and thinking through ways of how you can bring that into your everyday life. I want to leave you with that little food for thought because again, this is not necessarily a one size fits all. Sex is never a one size fits all. Um, but I really would love to encourage you guys of like how you can bring more of this vacation sexy vibe to to your lives. Okay. And yes, stay tuned. I believe this episode is airing before we go on the vacation. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at the underscore Rachel underscore main. I'll be sharing all kinds of fun photos and clips from our vacation together. And we're celebrating both of our birthdays. Mine on the 18th, my husband's on the 23rd, and we are just so excited to get away, just the two of us, and have some fun together. I think we plan to do some whale watching. Oh my God, I'm so excited. It'll be our second time doing whale watching. There's some monkey excursions that we might check out. We're gonna try to do some golfing for my husband's request. Um, yeah, I don't know. Just fun, new, exciting things to try together and to build together. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Of course, reach out if you have any questions. And yeah, I'd love to hear about your sexy vacation stories. If you care to share, again, pop them over on Instagram. I love to hear those things and love to hear listeners' stories and experiences. And yeah, I think that is a wrap for today. Don't forget to check out the Halloween swag, little freak in the sheets t-shirt I got here. Little Let's Go Ghouls if you got that one. Or if you like that one, go check it out in the store. We'll link it here in the show notes. All right, y'all. Take care. Thanks for listening.